Today, we're going to be discussing the concept of thinking from your higher consciousness, and how it relates to the idea that the I am is here to create an experience. So, what exactly do we mean when we talk about thinking from our higher consciousness? Essentially, this refers to the idea that we have access to a higher level of awareness, beyond just our everyday thoughts and emotions. When we tap into our higher consciousness, we are able to see things from a broader perspective. We're able to see beyond the limitations of our physical reality and connect with something greater. Whatever our desires may be, we are already experiencing them in another dimension. This is why we often have thoughts about the things we want in life, even before they've manifested in our physical reality. Some may ask, what do you mean another dimension? In this context, we're talking about different levels of reality that exist beyond our physical world. These dimensions are often referred to as higher dimensions and are said to exist at higher vibrational frequencies than our 3D reality. Everything in the universe, including our thoughts and emotions, vibrates at a certain frequency. The higher the frequency, the faster the vibration, and the closer we are to accessing these higher dimensions. The 3D dimension, on the other hand, vibrates at a much slower frequency than these higher dimensions. This means that it takes longer for our manifestations to come into our physical reality in the 3D dimension. So, why is this the case? Well, the 3D dimension is the most dense and tangible of all the dimensions. It's the dimension in which we experience physical reality and interact with the material world. Because of this density, it takes more time and energy for manifestations to come into our physical reality. It's like planting a seed in the ground. It takes time for that seed to grow and blossom into a full-grown plant. It's very important to begin thinking with our higher consciousness because we all have a tendency to focus on the negative aspects of our lives when we think from our human mind. We often worry about things that haven't happened yet, or replay negative experiences from the past in our minds. This is because our minds are wired to protect us from potential threats. When we think with doubt, fear, and negativity, we are essentially programming our minds to look for problems and limitations. We're telling ourselves that we're not capable of achieving our goals or that we are not deserving of happiness and success. This can create a self-fulfilling prophecy, where our negative thoughts and beliefs hold us back from reaching our full potential. However, when we begin to think as the divine or our higher consciousness, we then realize we have the power to create our own reality, based on our thoughts and desires. When we think from our higher consciousness, we are able to tap into this creative power and bring our desires into manifestation. In our physical reality, time is a linear concept. We experience it as a series of moments that move forward in a chronological order. We're born, we grow up, we age, and we eventually die, all within the context of time. But our higher consciousness exists beyond this linear concept of time. It knows no past, present, or future. Instead, it experiences all moments simultaneously. This may be difficult for our physical minds to comprehend, as we're so used to thinking of time as a linear progression. But when we tap into our higher consciousness, we can begin to experience this sense of timelessness. So, why is this important? Well, when we let go of our attachment to time, we open ourselves up to a greater sense of possibility and potential. We're no longer bound by the limitations of the past or the future. Instead, we can focus on the present moment and allow ourselves to fully experience all that life has to offer. This can be especially helpful when it comes to manifesting our desires. When we focus on what we want and let go of our attachment to when it will happen, we allow the universe to work its magic. It's also important to remember that while our physical bodies are subject to the constraints of time, our higher consciousness is eternal. It exists beyond the boundaries of our physical reality and is always present, no matter what happens in our physical lives. So, how can we start thinking from our higher consciousness? Here are a few tips. Listen to your intuition. Our intuition is our inner voice that guides us towards our highest good. By learning to listen to our intuition, we can tap into our higher consciousness and make decisions that are in alignment with our true selves. Let go of limiting beliefs. Limiting beliefs are the thoughts and beliefs that hold us back from reaching our full potential. By letting go of these limiting beliefs, we can open ourselves up to new possibilities and tap into our higher consciousness. Focus on positivity. Our thoughts and emotions have a powerful impact on our reality. By focusing on positivity and gratitude, we can raise our vibration and connect with our higher consciousness. The key is to find what works for you and to be consistent in your practice. Remember, this is not something that happens overnight. It takes time and effort to develop a strong connection with your higher consciousness. In conclusion, thinking from your higher consciousness is a powerful tool for creating the life you desire. Remember that the I Am is here to create, and that whatever you desire is already being experienced in another dimension. By tapping into your higher consciousness, you can bring these desires into manifestation and create the life you truly want. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.